So, it's been a week since kind of a week, since the last podcast. And we lost in our first League One game in over a year against the team our last League One game was against. Was it what we expected? I don't even know. You mean, Scunthorpe thought we were a good team. We were clearly the better team, in my opinion. Today we're joined by Corey. Say hello.
Hello.
Yeah, is there anything... can we follow you anywhere, pretty much? Do you want to promote anything?
Nah, I'm alright.
He doesn't even have a Twitter, pretty much. Anyway. Yeah. Anyway. Can you just give me a brief of what you thought of our performance on Saturday and the whole game and everything?
Well, we were too tired come the last half an hour, and that's what cost us the game. For the first hour of the game, we were completely all over them. And if we took even 10% of our chances, we would have won that game without breaking a sweat.
The thing is, as well, we could have went in 2 or 3 up at half time. You mean, if you look at it this way, we had the whole penalty thing where Biamu was clearly tripped over within the box and he's landed, but then they've said the ball's gone out and they gave them the goal kick, which annoyed me because we were pretty much in the perfect position to see that was a penalty. We were in a better position than the referee was.
Did it even go out?
I don't know. I really don't.
I didn't think it went out.
I don't even think we took the ball out. That's the thing that I don't understand. Like, you're looking back...
He gives a goal kick the way he gave it.
Yeah. You know, looking back...
Have you ever seen, what's that referee guy called? The one in the Prem that everyone loves. I think Mike Dean.
Yeah.
He did it like him. No, hanging out.
And I feel as well as if that was a clear penalty, man. Honestly.
Oh, yeah.
That there was a few times we've been fouled in the box and it could have been a penalty, but any good referee would have given that a penalty, you know. Their defender pretty much clearly, purposely, that's a straight yellow, even a straight red, if anything. Nothing came from it, but not even the penalty, just nothing came from it at all. And that was the first kind of indication of, oh god, here we go. But a couple minutes before that, Max Biamu had the way he chested the ball, and he did one of them overhead kicks.
You could tell though, it wasn't even a good overhead kick. It was just, their goalie was not good in my opinion. He made that so much harder than it looked.
Yeah, I've got a lot to say on their keeper actually, because
if we tested their keeper a few times, we would have scored.
I totally agree with that. I mean, the amount of times Biamu was in a good position. Not Biamu, but both of them, Andreu and Biamu, maybe even Bayliss once or twice, were in really good positions where all they had to do was shoot, but they didn't. And I said this in my vlog pretty early on, well, in the intro, that their first choice keeper was injured, which we'll get on to keeper injuries in a minute. But their first choice keeper was injured, so... Yeah, but we'll get on to that in a minute, because I don't rate Liam O'Brien at all. But yeah, so we should have tested their keeper. To be fair, they could have tested ours and got a few more goals. It was just one of them things, really. So, what do you think of Burge's injury, anyway?
At first, I thought, when I first seen the team, and I seen O'Brien in goal, I thought, oh, that's it, Burge's off. I thought he was leaving, there was rumours of him going to Wigan. But then I seen him in the family zone, because he was in the family zone, wasn't he?
Yeah. So was pretty much I think Kelly was there as well.
And Jody was there.
And Jody was there. But I think they primarily go to the family zone just so they can come and watch the game as well. But yeah, I respect all the players that go to the family zone.
Do you really think that would have been a different game?
Yes, I think. Well, I don't know, actually, because Burge is a lot better than O'Brien, and he's had a few brilliant games in his career for us. You mean, think of when we first had him, like, a couple of years ago.
And the Big Cup, that is the best I've ever seen him play. Some of the saves he made in that day.
I think, well, to be fair, I think he's had games where he's been unappreciated last season. Even the season before he was unappreciated, especially games like Shrewsbury away that season when Andy Rose got knocked out and we drew 0-0. Pretty boring game.
He was down for like half an hour, weren't he?
Yeah. But Burge made some brilliant saves that day. He saved a penalty, and he kept us in the game, won us the point. Yeah, it's not 3 points, but at the time we were just really crap, and we took a point from Shrewsbury.
I mean, yeah, 2 seasons ago, we're not going to talk about that season. That season never happened.
Oh, no, it never happened now. We just magically ended up in League 2, because we never got relegated. That season just didn't happen. We just magically ended up in League 2. Went up. This season will be told forever, like, to all my grandkids. And then, yeah, whatever. That's if I have grandkids, though. I don't know what's going to go on in my life. But anyway. Yeah, my opinion on Burge's injury is a bit weird, actually. Considering he's got a hip injury, which I believe is from diving on hard pitches. Firstly, why dive? Like, I don't understand. Like, we played all these friendlies. We had Sutton United first game, AstroTurf. I went on the pitch that day, actually. It's pretty soft for an AstroTurf pitch, but yeah, at the same time, he was obviously diving in Spain, which was definitely hard ground, and he also had Stevenage away, the Villa game, which was behind closed doors. He played the second half against West Brom, but I believe he was injured. The only reason we brought him on was because Liam O'Brien was just having such a shocker, and we didn't want to get humiliated even more. But yeah, I think, to be fair to Burgee, I don't know. It's just
Burge is a very solid keeper and probably one of the most underrated players in the squad, along with Jack Grimmer.
Yeah, well, the thing, right, we'll get on to Grimmer like right after this conversation, because I've just forgotten about that. It's blown right over my head, and I was really angry at the time. But yeah, Burge, he's just one of them players that are really underappreciated, and a lot of people still think he's crap. Like, I still have arguments to this day on the Coventry City fans forum. Probably one of the
that one. And the League One as well. Oh my God.
I honestly can't stand them, but at the same time, this podcast will be shared on the both, so it's good. Anyway, back to Lee Burge. I don't know what to think. Some people dislike him because he used to be crap, but that's like us disliking a player who's only had 1 or 2 good seasons for us. Like, let's
put a dead like Burge. Think about it. Last season, how many points did he save us?
Exactly.
How many great saves has he kept us in the game? Newport away was a massive game for us.
Oh, Newport County away, he was brilliant. Yeah. Do you remember when we
rained all day and then Biamu scored a last
that was funny as well, because there was one pub everyone was like, all Cov fans go to this pub.
No.
We turn up on the day, it's bank holiday, and that pub's shut, which was just brilliant. That's what we'd expect. But yeah, anyway, on to Jack Grimmer, who didn't play at all, which really, really annoyed me. Our most consistent player last season, very underrated, just a great player. Changed for DeJohn Sterling. Yes, he's come from Chelsea. Yes, he's played for the England under-20s. But first team football, he's played a total of 3 games in his whole career. One of them was this Saturday that we just watched. So coming into the game, he'd only played 2, which were both cup games for Chelsea. And he was picked over an experienced right back in League 1/League 2. Jack Grimmer played for us. He's played for Shrewsbury. He's played in Scotland. He's a good, easy. He should have easily gone into that team. Exactly. And as well, like, I'm not being funny, but it's not even like Grimmer's a bad player.
No, I mean, if it was like Vincenti or someone, for example, that was getting replaced, we'd be like, yeah, okay, fair enough. But he's a very strong right back that we didn't need to change. Yeah,
I'm very happy Vincenti's gone to Macclesfield. They kind of take all our dead weight. They've took kind of Maycock on loan as well.
Yeah, did they get promoted to the...
They were promoted, well, it's weird actually how they got promoted, because everyone thought they'd have just another mid-table finish, and they have quite a low budget even for the National League. But yeah, just quickly to brief out the National League, we all know Salford are going to smash that this year, the amount of money they've spent.
Oh yeah, Salford are going to be a League 2 team next year.
Yeah, So you know, if we
That'll be sad.
if we get relegated again, Salford away, boys. You know.
Oh God.
Anyway,
We're not talking about relegation.
oh no, we won't. Let's
We'll
talk.
get him in the Carabao Cup.
Yeah, the FA Cup. But yeah, so we're currently sat 18th with 0 points, -1 goals. Saturday we play AFC Wimbledon, who are sat 9th with 1 goal and 3 points after them beating Fleetwood 1-0 this weekend. What can you expect from Saturday?
I don't think he'll change much. I think he'll start Sterling again.
Yeah.
And he'll start Mason again.
You mean?
I want to see Jody play. I want to see him play.
Yeah,
but I don't see him play.
he's back in September. I asked him at the Cups with Charity game. Basically, I just wanted to walk over and talk to him, so it looked like, you know, I knew him. But really, I didn't have anything else to say. But you know, when are you back? Yeah, and then my best mate Corey came out, so that happened. And I apologised to him, so fair enough to me and everything. But yeah, we've made a few transfers since Saturday. So obviously Bakayoko has came in. Well, he's the only he's the only noticeable one. I don't think he'll start till Hiwula. I could expect to start.
It'll probably be him and Biamu, because Biamu's game on Saturday was outstanding.
May I also add, I know he wasn't there, but for the pre-season game against West Brom, Biamu was without doubt our best player.
I think there's a lot of people that don't like him, and I don't understand why.
Well, I can understand why, because he was crap up until about January last year, which...
Yeah, but so was McNulty. But everyone still
yeah, but McNulty went in and scored 20 odd goals, didn't he? And Biamu...
Yeah, but come on.
McNulty wouldn't have scored... McNulty wouldn't have
Biamu
scored half of them goals without Biamu. McNulty wouldn't have scored half of them goals without Biamu, it's simple as that.
Yeah.
Mm.
Biamu is literally... He's the most... Him, Grimmer, and Bird are probably the most underrated in our squad.
Yeah. I think Biamu will break through this season. I said it...
I think he will. The way they played on Saturday, you could just see there was something about him.
Yeah.
He looked better.
He just wants to adapt. He wants to play at the highest level he can. It's clear. He's a proper gentleman as well. Like, which
I've met him a few times. He's a right nice man.
yeah, he's a proper nice
He always
guy.
comes over to the fans. If he does something wrong, he comes over to his fans with his hands up.
Yeah, I forgot what game it was. I think it was either Chesterfield or Wickham, because it was one that I didn't go to last season because I was in Spain, and I got sent a photo, and it was literally, I think it was from like block 16. Grove sent me it. It was a photo of Biamu clapping the fans, and an empty pitch with yeah, I know. I think there's times where I've been literally stood right next to you, shaking his hand at the end of games. But Biamu came over and clapped the fans, and I looked at the photo and thought, he's the sort of player I want playing for Coventry City. Like,
Yeah.
I've said many times, if you're one of them players that are just a complete douche, I don't want you playing for us. As good as you are, you know what I mean?
There's a few players like that as well, like Jody Jones. He don't really come over and clap the fans.
Yeah, I don't know about Jody Jones. He always looks a bit moody, if you get what I mean. Yeah, I don't want to slag any players off though, if you get what I mean.
No, I'm not slagging them off. I'm just saying.
Oh no, I'm not saying you are. I'm just saying I don't want to.
Every week, win, draw or lose, there's always 4 players that come over and clap the fans. Doyle, Willis, Bird, Biamu.
And Shipley.
Every week.
And you can't ship Shipley every game. I've realised this.
Shipley, yeah, Shipley.
Even games where he's on the bench, he'll come over and clap the fans as well.
Yeah.
He's just one of them genuine guys.
Notts County away, you could tell if you could go on YouTube and
Yeah.
go on City's
Or
channel
you could
and
just watch my
watch
video.
Yeah, watch Alex. You could see he didn't want to leave. He loved the fans so much.
Yeah.
He didn't want to leave.
I actually had a conversation with Jordan Shipley's dad at Sutton United away, and we were talking about the striker situation because it was the day after McNulty left, and I remember that exact day, I asked about Connor Chaplin to him, see if he knew anything. Now, he's just a fan like me and you, pretty much, because he didn't know nothing. He said probably they've inquired. We're now at this point, and it's still going on, and the transfer window's shut. Now everyone thinks he's coming in on loan, and it's just hit me like, we're not going to sign Chaplin. Everyone needs to calm down. We've got Bakayoko, we've got Iwula. Biamu looks a good player, Andreu's in the squad, who's supposed to be a very good player. Jones is back in September. Bayliss is still here. You know, even though he didn't turn up to training today. So, you know, let's just think of it in a positive. Yeah, let's think of it in a positive way. We still have a very good side.
Yeah, but we still up front with. I don't know if Bakayoko comes into the team strong. I mean, Robins don't sign no one for no reason.
Yeah.
If Robins is buying someone, he's very he's transfer market smart. Last season he didn't really have any money, and he got a promotion winning side.
May I just add as well, like, if you compare us to the league that we were in last season, you would look at it and think we had the biggest budget. We really didn't. Like, that was the thing. Like,
No, we didn't.
we had a mid-table budget at best. Yeah. Anyway, on to Saturday, because I don't want to not talk about Saturday. I can't wait for Wimbledon away. I've heard very bad things about the away end, just how crap it is. And how only 600 odd of us are going, considering it's sold out, you know. But that's the good thing. This is what we got promoted for, mate. This isn't nothing bad. This is what we got promoted for. So, yeah, last season's Player of the Year for AFC Wimbledon, Deji Oshi Laja. I don't know who he really is. He's now their captain of AFC Wimbledon. Their current manager is Neil Ardley, who I don't really know much about. I know he used to play for Millwall, Watford, and he actually played for Wimbledon. Now, Wimbledon finished 18th last year, just staying up. So, for an away game, I think this is probably one of the best ones we could have got. Because, say if we ended up with a high-end team, say even Sunderland away, as much as we would have loved it, we have to think as well that we want to get points early on, and we want to just switch on straight away. I would love to win like 4-0 this weekend.
Yeah. I mean, realistically, a few players' heads have dropped from Saturday. We now, all we want is a big win that can get the heads up of the lads and then get them morale going up. And if everyone's happier, they'll play better. Oh
yeah, team morale is a big thing, if you think of it, for any team. Yeah, looking at Wimbledon's side anyway, the only recognisable player is Rod McDonald, who left us a couple of weeks ago to join them. I believe it's going to be his debut when he plays. We know what to look about him. He's a good little player, solid defender. The only thing that worries me is he knows players like Biamu and Andreu. He's been training with them for so long. Will he just kind of have a better mentality than the other defenders if he plays? Because I could.
But I don't know. I think we play quite a bit different than we did last year.
Well, yeah, but Rod's played every pre-season game. He's pretty much trained every day. The only reason he's not going to be in the side is because we've got 3 solid, better defenders, in my opinion. So.
Yeah, it's definitely a plus for them, but I still think we can beat them.
Mm-hmm.
But I think break it like one.
They've got a couple players on loan, Wimbledon. They've got Tom King, who's their goalkeeper, is on loan from Millwall. 2 defenders. One is Tenai Watson from Reading and Ben Purinton from Rotherham United. And then they've got another defender, Tyler Garrant from Doncaster. So they've got 3 defenders on loan, and they've brought in Rod McDonald. Straight away, that says to me they've got a completely unorganised defence, and we just need to go for it pretty much. Because
but what we need to do this time then is Robbins needs to tell them don't be scared to shoot.
Exactly.
They've got an organised defence, and if their goalie, I'm looking at goalie now. So they've got 3 goalies. Their number 1 is Tom King.
Tom King, who's on loan from Millwall. So straight away, this will be his second game for Wimbledon, like in competitive game, then I'm looking at the defence. 3 of their defenders are on loan, so straight away that says to me, well, they're not going to be too hard to get past. They've got Deji Oshi. I don't know how to say his second name, but Deji. He's a Nigerian player. He's been in the Wimbledon side for a few years now, and he's their current captain. He's also a defender, alongside Will Nightingale, another one of their defenders, as well, who's came from Wimbledon's youth academy.
Yeah.
So.
Biamo has the pace, so if that ball gets through the defence, if he split the defence open, he will finish it. Because he's got good finishing, but our players are too scared to shoot.
Yeah. You mean we could look at it 2 ways, because you look at the defenders they've got that not really they don't have an experienced defence, if you get what I mean. That Tenai Watson came from Reading's youth academy. Then Ben Purinton came from Plymouth. He's played a bit at Rotherham. Now he's at Wimbledon. He's not.
But just say, look at Tenai Watson's ears. Now, won't we?
All right. Well, if he watches this, like I wouldn't be honest. If he watches this somehow, I'm sorry, mate. I have massive ears too. Yeah. Literally, everyone said that through school, and that's kind of sad. Tom King, I believe he used to play for Palace, but that's literally all I know about him. He never played a game for them. That's all I really know about Tom King. So I don't know. Their team I can completely underestimate, and they could be really good. Just the fact they've got a couple loan players in, that's never really good to start off with, considering they're not going to have the same team morale than the players that have been there for a lot longer. And that was the thing. Like, I feel as if bringing in Sterling was a step too far, especially because he's a brand new player. And yeah, just Brimmer would have made a lot more sense, to be honest.
Well, what I would have done on Saturday, I think Robbins made the wrong subs.
Oh, right. We'll talk about the subs quickly. Why did he make 3 subs at the same time? And they didn't make too much sense at all. He brought on Clark Harris and Shipley. Clark Harris, I really don't rate him. I don't think we were in the right position to bring on Shipley, and that's nothing against him. I think he's a really good player. Just, I don't think we were at the right position in the game.
When we were clearly tied on the back foot, we were happy to take a point from that game, and he's brought on 2 attacking players.
Exactly.
Right. Some unexperienced centre back for our captain.
Well, after Humphrey's goal, he sat there and thought, "Oh, I want to take the lead again," straight away. So he's looked at the bench, and he's gone, "Well, I'll bring on Shipley. I'll bring on Clark Harris."
Even then, I would have took off Jordi Hurula for Clark Harris, because Biamo was having too much of a good game. He brought off.
Another thing I didn't understand, right? He brought on Jordan Thompson. Yeah, fair enough. He's given a youth player a game. Fair enough. Jack Grimmer was still on the bench. Junior Brown was still on the bench. And we were playing Thompson and Hyam at centre back. I think he would have been better off bringing off Mason or Sterling easily.
We had Grimmer and Brown on the bench.
Exactly.
Why did you pick off Sterling for Grimmer?
Also, I'm not being funny. I think Mason had a really, really good game. So did Hyam. I think Willis played good. I just don't understand the whole Sterling thing. He's just been picked straight away to try and prove himself, and he's not been able to do that.
I don't know, maybe he's saying one in training or something. I'm not sure, but
yeah.
Robbins is game, and I can see him starting him again on Saturday.
Yeah, well, we've just got to wait and see. So now, I think we should do kind of a lineup prediction for this Saturday. Yeah. So, what formation would you use?
Well, we've got to play wingers, haven't we? So probably the normal 4-4-2.
Really?
Well,
See, I feel as if he's going to only play one up top, play 2 wingers and probably 3 in the middle.
it would make sense, but I can see him playing the 4-4-2.
Yeah.
For example, like Doyle and Ogogo in the middle, Bayless out on one wing, and then I forgot his name. See, this is why I need the squad up.
Hibula, Andreu.
Andreu on one wing, and then up front you'd probably play Hibula and Biamu, or Biamu and. See, I can't remember who we signed today.
Bakayoko.
That's it, Bakayoko.
See, I don't think he's going to start Bakayoko. If I go in my team quickly, in goal it's going to be Liam O'Brien just because Burge is injured. I think it's only a minor injury, but yeah, it's probably going to be Liam O'Brien. Right back, hopefully he goes to Grimmer. I'm just going to say Grimmer. 2 centre backs, I think it's going to be Willis and Davis. Hyam had a good game. I just think he's going to pick Willis because it's Jordan Willis. He's been with us for how long? And then Davis is just more established in Hyam. But I think if he brings Hyam on, that'd be good. I think Hyam's a really good player, really underrated. Brandon Mason, I think he's been brilliant. We can't drop him at all. Then I think he's going to play 3 centre mids. Well, probably 1 CDM and 2 kind of more attacking midfielders. Yeah, I think I said in the last one, can we actually drop Doyle at this point? I don't think we can.
I don't think we can. He'll be dropped come January, February. I think he'll be dropped.
Yeah, Doyle, we believe in you. Yeah, Doyle in a kind of more defensive role.
He'll play last game of the season.
Yeah.
He'll retire after the season, and he's got to.
You don't know. He could end up like Perlo and just be brilliant at the age of like 39. But yeah, I think Doyle's going to be CDM. I'd probably play 2 attacking midfielders then in Bayless and Ogogo. Put Biamu just straight in the middle with Hiwula on the right and Andreu on the left. But this is right. Where does Andreu play? Left mid, centre? I don't know. Is he a centre mid?
He plays like all the attacking roles, so like say then left.
So say if I put him on the left wing, it would work.
Probably, I don't know. I think he's like one of those players that can play on the wing but ain't very pacey.
Yeah, so I think I'm just going to make 2 changes. Hyam and O'Brien, no, Hyam and Sterling for Grimmer and Davis. I'm a bit gutted about Junior Brown because Mason's been able to prove himself so well and Junior Brown's come with such a good reputation.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think he'll start Davis as well just because his band is over now. He wants to get back in the team. And he's like, how tall is he? He's got to be like 6 foot something. I think he's 6'3". And he's winning headers and everything. He's a very solid centre back.
He reminds me of one of them people who were really good at every sport in school, and then they were just put in centre back because they were just good at smacking the ball out. And he somehow got a trial at Man United, but yeah, I don't mean that in a bad way, by the way. Like, he's just a good player, and yeah, fair play to him. Got a bit of a dead haircut though.
Oh yeah, he got rid of his
I actually saw it at the Derby pre-season game. I didn't actually know it was him. I thought it was a trialist. For like the first 10 minutes, I genuinely thought it was a trialist, which is kind of sad to be honest.
He was that. He played and he didn't play at all. Oh no, that's because he moved. He played 120 games in his career.
Who? Tom Davis?
Yeah, Tom Davis.
Yeah, and then if you think of it, Hyam, he came from non-league to us as well. I think he's been really, really good the way he's turned around the past 6 months.
That was what's his name? Biamu.
No, that's both of them.
Yeah.
Hyam came from Dagenham and Redbridge.
Yeah, and then Biamu came from.
Biamu's pretty much done the same thing, but yeah.
One player we haven't talked about today.
Who?
Before we went into the first game of the season, we were all talking about let's give him the game. Reece Alasani.
Oh, well. Wait, no, wait. Wait, I'm trying to think about... Wait, I'm sorry. He came from Reading, didn't he, Dominic Hyam? But he was on loan at all these non-league clubs.
Yeah.
He did come from Reading, but I don't think he actually played. He played for, like, Dagenham and Aldershot. yeah. Anyway, enough of that. Sorry. I just got kind of tracked away. Reece Alassane, what I've seen from him in the pre-season, he looks very lively. Reminds me a bit of Jody Jones, and a lot of people are saying he's going to be crucial in the team, but he's going from 7th tier football to 3rd tier football. That's like going from Coventry Sphinx to League 2.
Yeah.
So it's a massive step up, but I think...
I don't know why don't we give him a little shot there?
Yeah, I think he'll be more kind of a substitute player this year. And he's only actually ever played 30 first team games as well. He scored... Well, he only played 1 season for Dulwich.
Yeah,
he played 27 games, he scored 15 goals. Before that he played for Bromley in the National League. So even there he only scored 3... Well, only played 3 games and didn't score a goal.
Anyway, I've got Hyams where he came from. He was at Reddit.
Okay.
Then went on to Hemel Hempstead. Then went unknown to Basingstoke. And then Dagenham Redbridge. Then Portsmouth. And then Aldershot Town.
So I was kind of right.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's came in from Dulwich Hamlet, who are a very well-known team in London, for their size anyway, and he's scored 15 goals to help him get promoted.
I went on loan there, didn't he?
Corey Adai went there, yeah. He was actually... It's very funny, actually, because I realised this the other day. He was up... I'm trying to think. There's the team that he first went out on loan to. I'm trying to think what they were called, but they're like a North London side, and they played Dulwich Hamlet in the playoff final to get promoted to the National League South, and Corey Adai was playing for Dulwich Hamlet in that game, which I thought was like really weird. And the other thing as well is Corey Adai got promoted twice in 1 season from 2 teams. And he was on the bus that went round town.
Oh yeah, he was right.
He was, wasn't he? Yeah.
He was there like he was actually like.
Yeah, he was there like he played every game. But I don't want to slag a player off in the podcast or anything. You mean I don't like every player we have. I like Bill though. You know, the fat guy he always puts on his Snapchat story. I love Bill. I absolutely love Bill. What a man. So, finally then, because last week I asked Max where he thought we were going to finish. Since then we've played 1 game, so we're not going to finish top of the league without losing a game, unfortunately. Which is sad, because I think that's what everyone expected. But where do you think we're going to finish this season?
Random 9. I think we'll play well, but it'll be Saturday. Will be the whole story. We'll play good enough in playoffs, but we won't make it.
You mean I'll be happy? I'll be happy with one of them alright seasons if you get exactly what I mean. Because from April 2017 up until now is probably the best time I've ever had supporting Coventry City. You mean from April 1st then? Since that time I've been to Wembley twice, Notts County away, which is probably one of the best games I've ever been to.
And the worst, because of the...
Oh yeah, and one of the worst ones as well. The funny thing is though, I think someone said this to me the other day at the game. Now we've had Notts County away in the playoffs, will every game we ever go to be crap because it just can't top that? Like,
no, I don't think so.
That was just such a good game.
It was definitely one of the best.
Yeah, were you on the coach with us that day?
I wasn't the coach with you.
You was. I just can't remember it too much. It's weird because I look back on games like that and it's such a blur. And then I went to Wembley the first time, it's such a blur, but the second time I just tried to make the most out of it, and it's still kind of a blur. You mean I remember getting into Tesco's, being like full on security check to go into Tesco's to get a meal deal, stuff like that. But if except my video, I don't really remember anything more than that, which is really crazy. But
I remember I had a massive headache in the first half. So I had my head in my hands for like the whole first half. I stood up, literally looked at the pitch, and I seen Jordan Willis hit it, and I seen it fly into the net.
That was everyone thought that was Biamu as well. That was the funny thing. Because how can a fullback score a goal like that at Wembley?
Proper top corner as well.
Yeah, man, like that was just. And the thing is as well, like first half was, in my opinion, I was really kind of nervous. We were clearly the better team. I thought we ain't even going to win this because we felt like we didn't capitalise on when we needed to, pretty much. So Sanjay didn't get a pie. But Ethan came with loads of chicken strips. He had like 4 chicken strips and some chips. Probably cost him about £9. But yeah. And I look at him, I go, "Can I have a chicken strip?" He goes, "Yeah, alright." You know, it's just one of them weird kind of awkward silence between it. I kind of take a bite into the chicken strip. And for some reason I start recording. Willis has come forward with the ball. So I put the rest of the chicken in my mouth, because it's obviously, yeah. Hits it, top right corner, the chicken goes all out of my mouth. If you've seen the video, the chicken goes all out of my mouth and everyone's going mental. And then the second goal, I jumped on, I can't remember who it was, but they dropped their pie. It wasn't Sanjay, but I can't remember who it was, but they dropped their pie. But yeah, that's really it. That was that, man. Coventry City. I'll forever be grateful of our 2 trips to Wembley. If we never go again, then fair play. Yeah. Anyway, one last thing before we actually go as well. Obviously we've had our first game, second game. Let's talk about cup competitions, as we were talking about. I'll probably do another video for the Oxford game, but. Do you think, and who went to all the Checkatrade games when we won it? Pretty much no one. Like, everyone who went to every Checkatrade game were the loyal supporters who go to every game. And that's about it. But then, now, do you think there's more meaning to that competition and the Carabao Cup than there was a couple of years ago, just because we've won it now?
No.
Really?
I think, to be honest, 2 seasons ago, the Checkatrade Trophy was a consolation prize.
It was the only thing we had that whole season as well.
Yeah. When it got in January, we all knew we were going down.
Yeah.
So, but we're going down, let's try and get a trophy.
You mean this year? This year we've got a kind of interesting group. We've got Cheltenham, Forest Green, and then Arsenal under-21s. The Cheltenham game being away, which is brilliant because I bloody hate Cheltenham's ground. So yeah, I don't think I'll even go to that. But yeah, apart from that, you know, that's the Checkatrade thing. Do you feel as if we were to do well in that this season, that more people would go to the games as the tournament goes on?
I don't know, because people are calling it the B Team Cup, aren't they?
Well, yeah, definitely. The only thing is, like, the only reason I want to do well in it is just so we beat the B teams and say, Football League, look, sort this competition out. They're not doing anything, pretty much. Like, if they put National League teams in there, instead of 12, or I think it's like 18. Yeah, if they, instead of the 18 under-21s teams, they should put in 18 non-league teams. Think of how good that would be.
Yeah, but then what about the other 4 or 6?
What do you mean by that?
It's full of the league's 22, isn't it?
Yeah, I think you'd probably have to qualify. Yeah, I think there should be like a qualified group thing, where whoever's bottom of the league or whatever, I don't know. They'd be able to sort it out, definitely.
Yeah, because don't 4 teams get relegated from the National League?
Yeah, 18, yeah.
So the teams that get promoted aren't in it, but everyone that stayed in it, don't it?
Yeah, that would make sense. So the 4 promoted teams. So if we were to do it this year, Salford wouldn't be in it pretty much.
Yeah, so like next Salford stayed in the National League next year, they didn't get promoted, they could be in it then.
Yeah.
But then, like, I don't know, for
Because
example...
I think then as well, even if we had like Boreham Wood or Sutton at home, I think there's more of a chance of a neutral fan going to that game. Because...
Yeah, rather than Coventry City versus Arsenal.
The thing is though, with Arsenal under 21s, I think it's going to get an okay-ish crowd for that competition because we're playing Arsenal. Say if it was like, I don't know, Watford under 21s. Who would care?
West Ham a couple of years ago.
West Ham, yeah. That was funny actually because I went to that game and they opened the... Well, what's it called? The Tesco stand, whatever it's called. The East stand. I mean, I sit there every week. I don't even know what it's called. That was open, and then after that game, it had got such a poor attendance. Every game is in the West Stand only, and even in the FA Cup as well.
Yeah.
It's kind of sad though.
Before we go, I've got one last question for you.
Okay.
It ain't correlated. So who do you think's going to win the Prem?
Well, they could go either way, couldn't it? Because you've got a lot of massive teams that spend all the money, like Chelsea, Liverpool, Arsenal, Man United.
Did you count Man City?
Definitely Man City. They spend all the money. And then at the same time, you've got teams like Leicester who have unfortunately won it. So, yeah, Wolves obviously coming up. I think they'll have a good season, but I think City could do it again just for the fact that they've spent the money in previous years, that they've not had to bring in any good players. They've not lost many players. Like Joe Hart's gone, but Pep, he didn't work under Pep at all. Yeah. So, yeah. I think it will either be Man City or it could just be the year for Liverpool. I don't think Spurs will do it just for the fact that they're at the new stadium. But at the same time, they had a really good year at Wembley last year. So,
yeah.
Anyway, I think I'm going to wrap it up here. Thank you for Corey to coming on. Yeah, is there anything you want to say?
Up the cuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Where do you think? Well, I've already asked you where do you think we'll finish. What do you think the score's going to be this weekend away at Wimbledon then?
I think 3-1, 2-1 City.
You've got to be positive, haven't you? You mean?
Yeah, if either one of those scores, I think they'll get a goal, but I think we'll win.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you everyone for watching. If you've enjoyed, leave a like, subscribe, and share the podcast around. If you're not subscribed already to my channel, make sure you subscribe to that.
I've got one last thing to say. Is Sunderland are obsessed with Coventry.
Oh yes, very obsessed. Anyway, thank you everyone for listening, and I'll see you in the next episode. Goodbye.